How to terminate a Cat5e, Cat6 network data jack, brought to you by Longnecker DataCom, and 3 ways you can terminate it.
Hello, and welcome to Longnecker DataCom. I'm your host, Dan Longnecker, and this is our first installment on a set of informational videos that we plan to bring to the channel. These videos will consist of product demos, how-tos, equipment that we use in the field, tools, testers, anything specific to the telecommunications, network infrastructure, cybersecurity, CCTV, anything along those lines. Plan on seeing it from this channel. Thank you for being here for our first video on how to terminate a Cat5e, Cat6 jack. Now I'm going to show you 3 different ways to do it that will all pass the certification test. But the first one, it smells. Essence of slamming the trunk really hard. But sometimes you're in a pinch or a predicament and you might not have the correct tools to get the job done, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So let's get into our first way and come on in. Now that I bring you over to the work table, you can see up close of what I'm doing. Now I already cut a little piece, Cat6, off of my box cable, and I crimped the RJ45 8-pin crimp plug on it. Now in a later video, I will show you how to do this, but I had to do it so we can run the test after I show you how to do the network jacks. So come on. So let's get into our first method. This is I don't have the correct tools method. I use snips, but they do make a specific stripper, cable stripper, that will break this sheathing so you get a perfect cut every time. Because if you push too hard with your snips, you will break the copper in these pairs. You won't know that until you're testing, and you have everything screwed to the wall and inside the patch panels. Trim off that little stripper. Now, no matter which way I'm doing my jacks, I always take the sheathing and put it right up to the collar. That helps with testing, insertion loss, near-end crosstalk, everything. Now, twists are also your most important part. These twists, the way they wrap over each other, is how the information is sent and the speed of it. So you do not want to untwist all of these wires and have it go back down the cable. You want to get it as close as you can, and one spin, boop, on there. Most of the time, everything is terminated in B style. In 20 years, I think maybe once or twice in a government building, I used A, but us old heads will remember A because we used to have that to get link. So the first one that comes all the way up, I like to use the oranges, 1 and 2. Now pay attention to your jack because every jack is different. So just follow your color code of A or B. Most likely it's B, so always default to B. Right on there. Next one is green. I'll grab the green, roll it up here, get it as close as I can, put my fingernail behind it, and give her 1 spin and a push. We're halfway done. Now, you can spin them now because you're only undoing them this way. We don't want to untwist this way down the cable. Now let's go to the other side, grab whichever one. You want brown to the outside, as close as possible. 1 twist, bang. Blues, close as possible. 1 twist or 2. But again, I twist it out, not down the cable. Now, this is where you would use the proper tools. But again, if you're in a pinch, and you don't have the proper tools, if your jack has, let's see if we can see this, 110 style push downs or punch downs in the cap itself, you can use channel locks. And yes, I call pliers channel locks because channel locks are the greatest. And lightly crimp down. Now again, this is where you don't have tools or the proper tools and you need to get out of Dodge, connect it, and slam your trunk. So I use my snips to then snip the end of the cables off and make sure you fold the pairs down, because if that copper sticks out and touches anything, it will short. Now again, I'll say it over and over again, I do not recommend this way to do your jacks, but sometimes people are at home and you don't want to spend $100 and some on a punch down tool and you have to make do. So let's run a test. My good fluke meter is in one of my technician's trucks, so we will use this back up. Do turn cable test. So good for a gig. All the pairs are good. So that goes all the way through and then goes down to the tester at the other end. Again, I do not recommend this way. This is more of your at-home in a pinch way. Now, let's get on to the correct way. I like to use my snips for everything, because if I mess up, that's my fault. Definitely doesn't make it as easy, but it's less tools. So, same way as before. Like I said, I do them all the same way. Take the sheathing right up to the end, come up, one time over. Green. Now again, remember B style. Always B style unless somebody tells you not to. Other side. Take the browns all the way up. The blues. Right up. Pinch with the fingernail. Blues like two spins. They're a little tighter strung on this cable. So, we're back to our jack that we have color-coded correctly in B style. Now we're going to use the correct tools. Here's a Fluke 110-66 punch down. These are 110. All computer jacks are 110. 66 is old school. So you have a cut. And you want to make sure that you do not cut on the inside here. Cut to the outside, or you will break the cable that you just did. Now they do make jack holders, but because I'm a man, I just punch it down into my hand. I'll punch each wire. Sometimes they don't always cut smooth, just a little twist. Double check, make sure they're down there. Spin her around. Punch down all 4 wires, technically 4 pairs, 8 wires, and then double check. Nice and clean. Twists go right up behind. Pop our cap on. Grab our tester again. Go into cable tester. Bang. Now let's get into our third way. The third way to terminate a jack is sometimes sets of jacks from your supplier, shout out Teledata Express, will send certain tools that will punch down the entire cable at once. Sounds awesome, doesn't it? It is, but as long as you pay attention, because when you're punching down 8 things at once, you can break the little plastic pieces here on the jacks. So if you put pressure on that from an angle, you will fold those plastic pieces down and break the pins and destroy your jack. So for our third way, we're going to terminate the cable the same way like we do every single time. Sheathing right up. Keep as many twists as possible. Double check. Now it's time to bring the big bad boy out. So, like I said, depending on your jacks, you might have a tool that will come with the set. And we will take this jack, we'll slide her in. Now this is where I like to double check everything. As I go to squeeze and bring this down, I want to make sure, good, good. I want to make sure that I'm not crushing. Give her a squeeze, wiggle her out, always double check. Snap her on. Bring our tester in here. And bingo. We are good. Now that I've shown you 3 ways to terminate a Cat5e Cat6 data jack, although the one I do not recommend, and if you do, you go outside, slam that trunk as hard as you can, get out of Dodge as fast as you can. But the other 2, they'll have you pass the certification test in no time. Thank you for watching our first installment of this informational video series in the telecommunications network infrastructure world. If you could do us a favor and please like and subscribe to the channel, I'd like to continue to bring more of these videos out. Run through product demos, fluke meters, you name it. CCTV devices, phone systems, how to install certain things, hang cameras. It'll be coming on this channel. Now, if you're in the Erie County area, Erie, Pennsylvania, Tri-State, New York, Ohio, reach out to Longnecker DataCom. We would love to help you with all your technology needs. Thank you and have a wonderful day. And we'll see you on the next one.
We would like to thank Sullivan Supply Company for making this video possible. Sullivan Supply Company is Northwest Pennsylvania's leading distributor of hose, tubing, valves, gaskets, steam, and piping accessories, as well as all associated products. Their simple formula is supplying the highest quality of products and services at a competitive price. Commitment to quality and customer service has enabled them to grow and prosper since 1967. Visit sullivanerie.com today.